Hey guys, so E3 is right around the corner and I just wanted to cover what's going to be going on with E3, times and dates and stuff, and a couple of other things that I didn't think were worthy of individual videos, including preloading Destiny, the alpha, and some magazine articles. So first, let's talk about E3 and what to expect. I will be going to E3, and I will be working at Bungie's Destiny booth. I will also be going to Sony's E3 conference on the 9th. As for what will be at E3 in terms of Destiny, competitive multiplayer will be available to play. We'll also be learning about some vehicles, some story, a bit of info on the tower, and presumably the date of the beta. As for what I'll be bringing to the channel, ideally I'd like to get 1 or 2 multiplayer games as each class to post and then take a deeper look at. Whether or not that will happen is still up in the air, but anything that I can possibly get for the channel will be on the channel as soon as I can post it. As for the conferences, you'll only see Destiny at Sony's press conference. Sony's conference starts at 6 p.m. Pacific, so 9 p.m. Eastern. I don't know when specifically in the conference that Destiny will be showing up, but I'm sure I'll be tweeting a bunch of messages when it's about to happen. The full schedule of the E3 conferences is in the description. You'll be able to watch them on IGN, among some other sites I'm sure as well. As for seeing Destiny anywhere else, IGN has a 20-minute block on Tuesday the 10th at 1:20 p.m. PDT that's devoted to Destiny, which you'll be able to watch on their stream. Twitch also has a 20-minute block for Destiny at 2 p.m. PDT on the 10th, so literally 20 minutes after the IGN one ends, the Twitch one will start up. As of this recording, those are the only ones that I know of. So that's all the E3 info. Let's move on to some other brief topics. First, the alpha. You might have heard rumblings about the alpha. There was a post about it on Bungie.net. The alpha is not for the public. The alpha is for Bungie employees, and I would assume their friends and family. There's also a massive NDA over the alpha, meaning no one is allowed to say anything. Unless someone wants to break their NDA, which probably isn't going to happen, then we'll learn absolutely nothing from this, and even if there was a leak, I'd probably help contain it as opposed to making a video about it. Next, the game itself and preloading. If you're getting Destiny for PS4 digitally, as in you pre-ordered it on the PlayStation Store, you'll be able to preload the game on September 4th. The game's servers won't open until midnight Pacific time on the 9th, so if you order the game in-store physically, and you're 1 time zone or more east of the US West Coast, you'll have plenty of time to pick up the game at midnight, assuming there's a midnight release, get home, and install it. If you're on the West Coast, you may want to consider a digital download and preload if you want to be one of the first people in Destiny. Just to clarify, if you're on the East Coast, Destiny will not be playable until 3 a.m. on the 9th, 2 a.m. in Central, etc. If you're in Europe, I assume it'll probably be sometime around 8 to 10 a.m. based on your local time zone, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Next, I want to just make a comment on the most recent update, which features this picture, which was posted in response to a question about clans. I've been told that this is Deege's clan, and this picture certainly shines a light on there being an in-game clan system, which I'm very glad to hear. As for where this menu might be, I imagine you'll see something like this when you enter your spaceship, as your spaceship really seems like the best place to put any sort of party or clan menu within the game. We might see something like it while we're in the city, but my money is for the spaceship-based menu, something reminiscent of this image from last year. As for the magazine articles, they were both from the Devil's Lair reveal from last month, so there wasn't anything too exciting. In Games Master July 2014, we learned some functionality of the Warlock Super Radiance. This is a hyper damage buff which makes your weapons more powerful for a time. The Titan Super Ward of Dawn received a little clarification as well. The Titan creates a shield in an area, teammates can wander in and get a defense boost, and then when they wander out of the shield, they'll keep the buff for a short time. The Hunter's Golden Gun was also elaborated on. You will not need a hand cannon to use it, so it seems the Hunter pulls out their own gun as opposed to making the gun that they have already into a gold color upon activation. There was some mention of a railgun being in the heavy slot of your weaponry. However, we haven't heard anything on the topic of railguns, and I believe this is them thinking that fusion rifles belong in the heavy slot. There's always the possibility of railguns existing in the game, and also the possibility of some fusion rifles going into the heavy slot. We just haven't heard anything about it as of now. Some more light was shed on public events as well. They can appear during patrols, which was pretty expected, but they can also appear right in the middle of a strike, which I found very interesting considering the instanced nature of strikes. Secret areas requiring you to launch your Sparrow off of hidden ramps to access them is confirmed, which should please the explorers of the world. To expand on this, each area, Earth, Moon, Mars, and Venus, offers hours upon hours of load-free, non-linear webs to explore. Things like deactivated ghosts will be able to be found in the wild, but we don't know exactly what they do yet. Anyway, those were just some little tidbits from the articles, just some confirmation of things that we weren't too 100% on, but now are more 100% on. That's going to do it for me. I am at Datto's Destiny on Twitter. E3 is just days away, and I'm bringing the heat. I'll see you guys then.